Hello Scorpio, this is your April forecast. We're still in the eclipse season, so it is a big month. The eclipses need to be taken in pairs. So last month on March 20th, we had the new moon solar eclipse in Pisces happening here in your 5th house. So what this is about looking at your enjoyment, your pleasure, your gratitude for the good things in your life, and also for looking at ways in which you can use your creativity more, and also looking at ways in which you could maybe have your own business. So lots happening, and also maybe some new things happening with children and young people. And romance, of course. Mustn't forget the romance, Scorpios. New beginnings with romance. Maybe a completion and a beginning. Kind of things happening together there. And on the 4th of April, we've got a full moon lunar eclipse at 14 Libra. And this is happening for you, Scorpios, in your 12th house. Now, this is an emotional eclipse, simply because it's going to be square to Pluto. And we've already got the Pluto-Uranus square going on, and the moon is opposite to Uranus. So what this means for you, Scorpios, is that this is shining a light on, are you listening enough to your inner voice? Are you really listening to that, or are you just going through the motions? Are you on automatic? It's a great time for looking at anything that you've kept suppressed and hidden may well come out for healing and for renewing. So anything that's bothering you in your mind mentally, this would be a great time for meditating. If you don't meditate regularly, this would be a good time to learn to meditate, even if it just means walking out in nature and meditating with the trees and connecting with the earth, really connecting. And so we've got these two houses triggered. One is your pleasure and your enjoyment in life, and the other is in the quietude and looking at the things that you've maybe been holding in or concealing or not wanting to look at, and they are going to come out. So be prepared, Scorpios. You love to have things sometimes they're quite suppressed. You're the house that, keeps things in until sometimes they finally burst out. Well, things may be coming out this month, and welcome it. Surrender to it. That Pisces new moon solar eclipse, surrender and find the peace inside of you. It's not what's going on outside, it's what's going on the inside. Now on April 6th, we've got the Sun and Uranus coming together, which is a day of surprises. It's a day of an inspiration. You may have an inspiration connected with work. Something is like, I've had a great idea, and it really could be adopted. It's also an inspiration here as far as how you can contribute, what you could do that could really help another person, and just maybe surprising somebody. Now, on April the 8th, we've got Jupiter going direct. Now, Jupiter's been retrograde since December. Jupiter, when it's retrograde, often it kind of puts things on hold. And for you, in the 10th house here, Scorpio, may be that there's been things on hold connected with work, with your career. Maybe there've been opportunities, but they've suddenly not gone ahead, or something's looked very promising, nothing's come of it. Now that Jupiter goes direct until early August, this is a great time for opportunities to come for you connected with your work, for opportunities that you create yourself, something maybe overseas, international, some traveling connected with your work, but just being able to move this work area forward and in your career. And Venus and Mars for the first 11 days of the month are conjunct in your 7th house of relationships. And Scorpios, that's a lovely aspect to have. Venus and Mars together means that you can start a new romance, a new attraction. You may reignite an existing romantic connection or relationship. It's a great time for finding peace, for mediating something that's been going on in a relationship. And it's certainly a good time for attracting somebody or attracting good fortune, even maybe with a counsellor or an advisor. And on April the 12th, this Venus goes into your 8th house, which is the house of sexuality, sensuality. There could be some experiences for some of you in that area from that time that could be very pleasurable. It also could mean that there's some good news with an investment or something you've gotten into financially where something comes to fruition or it's looking promising, or there's some good news about a partner's money. And on April 15th, we've got Mercury coming to join Mars in this 7th house of relationship. Now, I'm going to say just watch that you don't get into arguments, because there is a tendency with that to say, well, look, I'm right and you're wrong, and this is how it is. So sometimes it's nicer to be close than right. So just think about that. But maybe you need to say something. This Mars here can be very assertive now that Venus has moved on, and Mercury may just need to communicate and say something. So it could be a good time for communicating something that's really important to you in a relationship. And on April the 18th, we've got a lovely new moon in Aries at 28 degrees happening here in this 6th house of health. So new beginnings for exercise, new beginnings for diet, new beginnings for how you take care of yourself, and also maybe finding something out medically that really is great for you. Maybe it's a food that you can eat, a herb, a vitamin, something that can really re-energize you. That new moon can re-energize your health and also your career. And on April 22nd, we've got a very nice little benign aspect happening between Jupiter and Venus. It's a sextile, these two benefic planets, and it could be a surprise happening, a nice surprise coming to you connected with money or connected with your work. So I just want to thank so many of you who got in touch, who sent me cards, emails, messages. You really made a huge difference. You uplifted me, you cheered me, and you greatly helped me through a very difficult time. So thank you to all of you who got in touch. I wish you a great month. Bye for now.